What's going on, guys? This is Luke from South Beach Sports, and today we are going to talk about something that needs to happen for Bam Adebayo to take that next step, that next leap, as well as something that needs to happen for the Miami Heat to become true contenders, not only in the East but also for a championship. I first want to start off this video by just giving credit and praise towards Bam Adebayo for the monumental steps and leaps he's taken over the past couple of years. I remember from his first couple seasons, I would have never anticipated for him to become this all-star caliber player, and he's really just exceeded all expectations that I originally had for him. I think a lot of fans undermine how complete Bam's game is already. I mean, we're in his fourth season, and he only has one major weakness, and that's his three-point shooting, which I'm sure will develop as he gains more and more experience, as well as more and more confidence. I saw this tweet the other day by Giancarlo Navas on Twitter, and he said that Bam is shooting 47% from 10 to 16 feet away, and most of these shots are unassisted, which means that he's creating his own shot at the mid-range level, and he's doing so at a very efficient clip. Now, he was not doing this at all last year. Bam's mid-range shot was considered a weakness, and now we're at a point where centers and whoever's guarding Bam have to constantly step up and guard him from up to 20 feet away. The thing is, though, I don't think Bam's biggest weakness has anything to do with his skill set whatsoever. I believe that even without a three-point shot, he could still be averaging 24 to 26 points a game. What he's lacking right now, I believe, is a constantly aggressive mindset, which we see sometimes. We've seen an aggressive Bam before, and an aggressive Bam is truly a top 10 player in the NBA. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. When he's playing aggressive and he's looking to score or make a play every single possession, he's one of the most unstoppable players in the NBA. We saw this last year against the Boston Celtics in Game 6 of the Eastern Conference Finals. In Game 6, he had 32 points, 14 rebounds, and 5 assists, and he was going after Daniel Tice every single possession. Like, there was a stretch there, I believe like in the late third quarter, where he was just driving and attacking him every single time down the court, and Daniel Tice had no answers for him. Like, Bam Adebayo was looking to score every single time, and Adebayo is a great playmaker. That's one of the things that sets him apart from a lot of other bigs. He's a great playmaker, but sometimes he doesn't know when to flip the switch and turn to this aggressive scorer. Probably the main thing that inspired me to make this video was this tweet that I read after the Victor Oladipo trade by the Mad Heat fan. And this tweet was basically listing off the drives per game for the Heat. Now, the top two drivers, I should say, was not a surprise to me at all. Jimmy Butler is averaging 17.3 drives per game, while Goran Dragic is averaging 10.7 drives per game. That's no surprise to me at all, because those two players are the most comfortable driving to the basket. They are probably the best finishers that the Heat have, and they are the most comfortable at constantly being aggressive. What really shocked me was how low Bam was on this list. Bam Adebayo is averaging 3.8 drives per game, which is good for only 2.9 points per game. That puts him a tick above Gabe Vincent, who is averaging 3.1 drives per game. And Bam Adebayo plays way more than Gabe Vincent, and he's obviously a way more important clog in the offense than Vincent. Now, this stat really got me thinking about how badly the Heat need an aggressive Bam sometimes. When Jimmy Butler is out the game, especially when he's out the game during that stretch between the 12 and the 7-minute mark in the fourth quarter, Bam Adebayo needs to flip the switch. That's when the switch needs to be flipped. If Bam Adebayo could average anywhere from 8 to 10 drives per game, which would give him probably an extra 5 to 6 points, that would just be beneficial to not only his confidence but also to the Heat as a whole. I lastly just want to talk about what an aggressive Bam would mean to the Heat come playoff time. especially against the Brooklyn Nets, which I will use for reference in my example. If Jimmy Butler and Victor Oladipo happen to have a cold stretch against the Nets, it's pretty much a requirement for Bam to step up. The Heat cannot afford a cold stretch of 3 to 5 minutes against the Brooklyn Nets. That just can't happen because the Nets will quickly take advantage of that. No matter how great and how crisp the rotations are and how efficient the Heat are on defense, the Nets will still most likely put up at least 110 points per game. So the Heat need a constant offensive production, and there will be times where Bam needs to step up and be that guy. Bam loves to be a facilitator. He loves the offense to be run through him as a passer. But there will be times where when Jimmy Butler is not feeling it, when Victor Oladipo is not feeling it, when Tyler Hero is not feeling it, there will be times where Bam needs to step up and just take over the game, similar to what he did in Game 6 last year against Daniel Tice and the Celtics, similar to what he did when Jimmy Butler was not playing earlier against the Brooklyn Nets when Bam Adebayo dropped 40 points, and similar to these little constant bursts that we see from Bam Adebayo from time to time. So that's going to be it for today, guys. If you enjoyed today's video and if you enjoy content like this, please be so generous as to like and subscribe. That would mean so much to this growing channel, as well as comment down below your thoughts on today's video. I love to have dialogue with you guys and reply to as many comments as I can. So please go ahead and comment so we can have a conversation about this. With that being said, I'll catch you guys later. Peace.